dear mother once said, if you don't think you can bond with an audience, pass out flowers. Are you ready, Utah, to make history tonight? Are you ready, Utah, to lead a nation with an idea whose time has come? Before the recent election, your politicians promised the audacity of hope, but wound up delivering the audacity of deceit. If an outside power were doing to you what your government is doing to you, you would declare war with only one decision to be made: surrender or fight. Which do you choose, Utah? Surrender or fight? Fight! Why did I know that would be your answer? Then let's make history. Or perhaps you already have. When is the last time that all the best-looking people in the state of Utah all met in the same place at the same time at the Marriott Hotel? I stand before you, a recently humbled man. Just before I came on, one of your very charming waitresses came outside and said, "Oh, I know you. I see you on television. You're one of my favorite old colonial guys." A rather dubious compliment, but one accepted. And then she said, with my head growing bigger and bigger than this room, "May I please have your autograph, Mr. Franklin?" Benjamin, if you're watching down, if you see a very cheery, good-looking waitress with a big smile on her face and your forged signature on a napkin, please understand sometimes the end does justify the means. My critics are very colorfully creative in labeling me things like a closet conservative, an undeniable operative for the Republican Party, and my favorite, a twisted and foundering libertarian. There's a ring to it, doesn't it? And of course, there's always my mother with a fox in sheep's clothing. My dear friends, I represent no political party. I endorse no political candidate. I feel they have all failed you. But I'm not here to represent politics. And I checked my body parts this morning and could not find a single right or left wing on any of them. But I understand America's obsessed with labeling people who don't agree with them. I only recognize two labels. We all know we are met on another great battlefield here in America. And the enemies, whoever they may be on whatever side, have many names for these groups. I recognize only two. The preservationists, those who would preserve the letter, spirit, and intent of our Constitution and our founding principles. And the dismantlers, who would lead America to a place it was never intended to go. That's all I see. So I am not here to represent a political point of view. And if I mention a political person that you may recognize, not by name, I do it not out of political intent, but only by the first principle of ontology, which says, as a thing acts, so it is. Have we cleared the air? Good. I can hear the lawsuits coming in next week. In the past 12 months, you and I have been on a journey of a lifetime. It started for you when you got up and looked into your children's eyes and asked a question. Is this the America I want to hand down to them? And the answer came back from your conscience, a resounding no. Then other questions came. Have I already lost my country? Has political correctness cut the throat of American values? Is there anything I can do, even if I do become a part of this grassroots movement? Then came the tea parties and the town hall meetings, and 1.7 million of your American neighbors marching in Washington, shouting the battle cry of the 21st century, "Enough is enough!" And you picked up a new model. Yes, we can. I'm here to make a case for a new model. How does this sound? Yes, we are taking back America. How does it sound?
Yeah.
My journey, my dear friends, has been on YouTube with 34 million of your Americans for some reason doing what Mr. Paine never thought would be done. An old fart putting on colonial gear. How could he possibly appeal to the young generation, 79% of whom in high schools have never read the Constitution or are not being taught what the Constitution is and what the principles of the Constitution are? But a strange thing happened. 34 million people responded. And obviously, not all were writing in with marriage proposals. There were death threats in between that. But the point is, America was waking up and America was thinking. I have been on a journey, aside from that, speaking to 1.8 million of your fellow Americans in 419 meetings all over America. Right wing, left wing, black, green, and every color in between. And I've learned something on this journey, along the Ohio River, in outdoor ballparks, in the grime and glitter of 42nd Street and Broadway, in the wheat fields of Kansas, aside from the mighty Mendenhall Glacier in Alaska. I've learned something. I've learned that I never once saw color in the audience. I never saw Republicans or Democrats. And I never saw hyphens. White hyphen America. Black hyphen America. Chicano hyphen America. Gay and lesbian hyphen America. What's next? Half Jewish, part Italian, 1/5 Lithuanian on my mother's side, fallen away Catholic, hyphen America. You're hyphening yourselves to death, America. What I understood of the people that I was looking at, the people I was talking to, the people I embraced, the people that I understood why they were there. They were your next door neighbors. Why were they there? They were there to finally just be Americans without the hyphens, because the issues were too great. They understood the worst of times are the best of times. Pearl Harbor, 9/11, the only time Americans unite. When they understand all that you take for granted can and is being taken away from you. No bombs falling on our city, no great enemy at our gate. But we face a cataclysm twice as great as Pearl Harbor and 9/11 put together. The loss of our country, the loss of the foundation that we were built on.